A pleasant good afternoon from the Vic here in Mossy Creek. Andrew Rogers, glad to have you alongside for today's doubleheader that features the Carson-Newman Eagles and the Emmanuel Lions. The Eagles kicked off the 2023 season with a pair of wins and a doubleheader over Concord on Wednesday, winning 7-1 and 4-1. We're supposed to hit the road to play in the Georgia College tournament this weekend, but weather down there wasn't too appealing. The tournament was ultimately canceled, and then Carson-Newman offered Emmanuel a trip up to Mossy Creek. They accepted, and here we are playing a surprise twin bill on this Saturday afternoon. In the circle today for Carson-Newman is the freshman Riley Gaddis. She made her season and Carson-Newman debut on Wednesday, went 7 innings, and the distance, no earned runs in that first game. That was a victory. And we are underway with a called strike. First pitch at 1:03 p.m. Pitch outside to the leadoff hitter for Emmanuel. That's kind of Cheney. For Emmanuel College, hit above 300 last year in the leadoff spot. Next pitch in there for a called strike. And the count is 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Kyra Cheney. Gaddis into the circle to wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball gets away from Bailey. Throw it out of first in time. And a swinging strikeout is the first out of the inning.
Down to bat number 25, Alyssa Adams.
Gaddis only had 3 strikeouts in the first start on Wednesday in game number 1. Gets her first on the first batter of the contest. And we're underway with the first out of the inning. Macaulay Bailey behind the plate for Carson-Newman. In the infield, Macy Hughes at first, Abby Martin at second, Brooke Maniskovsky at third, Hayden Dye is at short. It's Mary Vandergriff in right, Brooke Taylor in left, and the center fielder is Sienna Cameron. As the first pitch in to Alyssa Adams is a ball outside. Or a strike, I should say. 0-1 on Alyssa Adams for Emmanuel. Gaddis back in to the circle, and the pitch bounced in. It's a ball. One ball, 1 strike on the left fielder Adams. The pitch outside moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes, or 2 balls and 1 strike. First game of the season for these Lions. Again, they're supposed to start this weekend with a set of games. Instead, we'll have to head to the road and take on Carson-Newman to open up the 2023 season. Here's a called strike, and the count moves to 2-2. Gaddis back into the circle. We mentioned the complete game shutout. No walks on Wednesday as well was the big thing that Coach Michael Graves talked often about after the contest, was her ability and Riley Sykes' ability in game 2. Those two combined to allow just 2 combined runs. 1 was earned. One of the Concord runs in the second game. The only run they had in the second game was an earned run. But the 2 combined 14 innings, 10 strikeouts, no walks. Payoff pitch to Adams is popped up right side. It's Abby Martin ranging over near the line to make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Eagles.
Now batting number 9, Kinsley Goolsby.
Two gone in the inning for Kinsley Goolsby, the catcher for Emmanuel. New addition to this team. Her first pitch she sees is a flare right to Martin. She'll catch it for an easy final out. So the Eagles, quick work, 3 up, 3 down, and they come to bat for the first time. All right, back for the bottom of the first inning. Here's Carson-Newman's batting order. Sienna Cameron will lead things off. She's the center fielder. Lily Holston is the designated player. She'll bat second. Macy Hughes is the first baseman. She'll bat third. That's who's due up for the Eagles. Macaulay Bailey is in the 4 spot cleaning things up. Hayden Dye hits 5th. Brooke Mataskovsky will hit 6th. Riley Gaddis, the pitcher, hits for herself in the 7th spot. Mary Vandergriff 8th. And Abby Martin 9th. They'll face starting pitcher Danny Ferry, and her first pitch in to Sienna Cameron is a ball. Cameron, 5 plate appearances in the doubleheader against Concord in the 2 games combined, had 1 hit and 1 run batted in the effort, and swings at the 1-0 and fouls it off down the left field line for strike 1 on the junior from Friendsville, Tennessee. Carson-Newman owns a 2-0 record all-time against Emmanuel. This is the 3rd all-time meeting. They met a couple of times last year with the Eagles, or one time last year, the Eagles won 13-4. 1-1 to Cameron is a called strike. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carson-Newman's leadoff hitter, Sienna Cameron. Junior steps back in, trying to get things started for the Carson-Newman Eagles in the bottom half of the first inning. The lefty Ferry delivers, and a foul off by Cameron keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ferry last season a 3.68 earned run average, a 9-7 win-loss record. Appeared in 25 games, made 21 starts. The 25 appearances were 3rd most on the team. Her 21 starts were 2nd most on the team. She had 5 complete games in the 21 starts as well. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Carson-Newman's first hit and first base runner. And it goes to the leadoff hitter, Sienna Cameron, with a base hit up the middle.
Now at the plate, number 24, Lily Holston.
And that'll bring in Lily Holston for the Eagles. The second hitter in the batting order. She'll swing at the first pitch and foul it off for strike one. Holston got the start in game 1 and went 1 for 4 at the plate. Did make a fielding error, did not see the field in game number 2. Draws the start here and is the designated player, with Brooke Taylor filling the left field spot today. And this is going to be a hit by pitch. So let's move everybody up a spot as the hit by pitch allows Holston to reach. And that'll bring Visit into the circle with the infield, with the 2 base runners already aboard for Carson-Newman. Now bring Macy Hughes to the plate with 2 players aboard already, and Holston at first and Cameron at second base. Macy Hughes in the 2 games earlier this week, 3 hits, 5 plate appearances, and drove in a run, an RBI double in the Game 1 victory over Concord on Wednesday. Already off to a good start. 3 for 5 at the plate in the first 2, with a good opportunity here, hitting one right back up the middle. This is going to get through into center field, base hit. 1 run is in. Hughes stays at first. Holston moves to third. It's an RBI single, and Carson-Newman strikes first in the bottom of the first on Macy Hughes' RBI single up the middle.
Now coming to the plate, number 30, Macaulay Bailey.
I'll bring Macaulay Bailey to the plate, and the Eagles already in business. Bailey takes the first pitch, and it's a ball a little bit high from Ferry, who's in a little bit of a jam to start things. In this first inning, the Eagles have compiled a base hit, a hit by pitch, drew by Holston and Hughes with a single to make it 1-0. Bailey swings at the 1-0 with Hughes taking off, and it's fouled down the left field line. Strike 1 on Hughes, or on Macaulay Bailey, I should say, who had 4 hits in the 2 games against Concord and drove in 3 in the effort in game number 2. Only had 1 hit in game 2, had 3 in game 1, but drove in 3 runs to help Carson-Newman pull away from Concord on Wednesday and get to 2-0. 1-1 offering. Hughes takes off. The throw is going to go back to the pitcher, and Macy Hughes is standing up at second base with a stolen bag. Here's a line drive foul that ends up in the parking lot. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Macaulay Bailey. Ferry winds and delivers. Foul ball. Two runners in scoring position, and Bailey at the plate. Infield relatively shifted in for Emmanuel. The corners are inside the bags, and the middle infielders are right even with it. A 2-2. It's high and ball 3, and the count works full. There is a free base at first. Hayden Dye is waiting in the on-deck circle to get an opportunity. Free base open. Interested to see how Ferry elects to operate here. Does she try to get Bailey to chase a pitch outside the zone or come right at her here? Here's the payoff pitch. Bailey slaps one down the right field line. It's going to hang in the park, and it's caught by the right fielder for the Lions. That's Jules Ayers. 2 runs score. It's a sacrifice fly for Macaulay Bailey, and it's 2-0 Carson-Newman.
Now coming to the plate, number 2, Hayden Dye.
And we have a mound visit here as Emmanuel's going to make a change. Pitching change here at the Vic. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after this on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, the new pitcher for Emmanuel is Macy Kelly. She'll make her first pitching appearance of the season. She transfers in from St. John's River College and is expected here to get out of this jam. There's an out in the inning. Hayden Dye at the plate. Macy Hughes standing at third base. The corners are in for the Lions with this in this situation. And Hayden Dye to the plate, looking for her first base hit of the year. Is late on a swing here and fouls it off. Dye kicked off her 2023 season not in the best way that she had hoped to on Wednesday. Went 0 for 6 at the plate, did drive in a run. It was an RBI walk to get the scoring started in the season. Get that 1-0 lead early on Concord. Sophomore from Knoxville watches an 0-1 pitch bounce in for ball 1. Ball and a strike on the new pitcher, or against the new pitcher for Emmanuel, Macy Kelly. So we didn't see much of Ferry. Keep in mind, 2 games today. Head coach Kevin Fagan electing to change things up, and here's a hit by pitch of Dye. So first and third on the hit by pitch. And there's runners on the corners again for Brooke Mataskovsky. Brooke homered for the 42nd time in her career on Wednesday in the effort, in the doubleheader victory. And she'll watch the first pitch come across the plate for a called strike. The transfer from Eastern Connecticut State with 3 hits in the 2 games and drove in 3 runs. We mentioned the home run, her 42nd of her career. Here's a called strike, and they're going to get the runner in a rundown. Dye is forcing the throw now home. Scoring is Macy Hughes. A well-executed rundown from Hayden Dye allows Macy Hughes to score, and it's 3-0 Carson-Newman. Here's a foul ball. And it stays at 0-2. Ball bounces in. It's ball one. Ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes now, with Dye at second base. Here's a line drive into right field, base hit. This will score no one. Hayden Dye is able to get to third. She gets the stop sign. It's another single for Maniskovsky.
Coming to the plate, number 31, rallies. Yes.
And now Riley Gaddis to the plate with runners on the corners and 1 out in the inning. First pitch is a little bit low, and it's ball 1. Here's a called strike on Carson-Newman's pitcher, Riley Gaddis. We mentioned her efforts on the mound, or in the circle, at the plate in game 1. Had an RBI and scored a run in her 2 at-bats. Drew a walk in her effort at the plate. Looking for her first career hit with runners on the corners. Here's a chopper off the right side. It's foul, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eagles have 3 hits and 3 runs already in the inning, and still 2 aboard at the corners with just 1 out. Gaddis, the 7-hitter at the plate, facing the new pitcher, Macy Kelly. The pitch is bounced foul. Off to the right side once again, and Gaddis trots back into the batter's box and waits for another 1-2 offering. Kelly back into the circle, and another 1-2 is foul tipped. Gaddis just gets a piece of it to stay alive here in this at bat. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Emmanuel last season, this is a group that went 37-22. They're picked 5th in the Conference Carolinas this season. Or 4th, I should say. This pitch gets away from the catcher. Play at the plate. Sliding in safely is Hayden Dye. Ball 2, and it's 4-0. Here is a ground ball right side. Gaddis is out. 3 unassisted for the second out. And now Mary Vandergriff at the plate. Runner on third, 2 outs. Eagles ahead 4-0. A strong start for Carson-Newman. Vandergriff swings and misses. Here's a ball. Here's a ball to Vandergriff. Stays at 2-1. Here's a ground ball to short. Routine play and a throw over in time for the final out. Eagles get 3 hits and 4 runs in the inning and lead 4-0 as we head to the top of the second as Vandergriff grounds out to end the inning. Back to the Vic after this on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, back for the top of the second inning. Leading things off is Jaden Gibson. Jaron Gibson, I should say, the cleanup hitter for the Lions. First pitch from Gaddis is a swinging strike. Gaddis off the 1-2-3 inning, trying to pick up where she left off to start this contest, while now pitching with a 4-0 lead. Here's a pitch in that just misses to the outside. It's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Gibson. 290 hitter a season ago in 93 ABs. Played in 42 games, made 30 starts. Hits in the cleanup spot here in game number 1. And takes a pitch in from Gaddis. That's a little bit high. It's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the 2nd inning. A beautiful day here in Mossy Creek. The sun is shining. Much more pleasant weather than the overcast, cloudy Wednesday that was below 40 degrees here in Mossy Creek. Here's a pitch that's hit well out toward left center. Brooke Taylor is over in the left center field gap, ranging back at the warning track, and over the shoulder makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring in Isabel Harrison. She is the designated player today for the Lions and will swing from the left side. Harrison is a freshman making her debut with Emmanuel. Played her high school softball at East Jackson High School. She'll step in to face a fellow freshman, Riley Gaddis. And the first pitch in is a called strike. 42 degrees here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. It could get up to maybe that 45 to 46. It feels like it's in the low 50s, though, when you're out in the sunshine. Corners are in for the Eagles. Swing and a miss here from Harrison. And it's strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman ahead 4-0, top of the 2nd inning, and 1 out in the inning. Gaddis was phenomenal in her debut on Wednesday, and to this point has picked up where she left off, has retired the first 4 Emmanuel hitters. Gaddis winds in the 0-2. A swing and a miss. Ball hits the turf, or it doesn't actually. Bailey is able to squeeze it and hold it into the mitt. It's a swinging strikeout. The second strikeout for Riley Gaddis, and there's 2 outs in the 2nd. Harrison goes down swinging, and now Jules Ayers, the right fielder, to step in to try to get things rolling here for the Lions. Jules made just 3 starts a season ago. Appeared in 27 games. Only had 24 at-bats, though. Gets an opportunity here in the 6th spot in the starting lineup for Kevin Fagan's team. And the first pitch to her is a ball low. Pretty good start efficiency-wise for Gaddis, too. That was just pitch 19 for the right-hand freshman from Southside, Alabama. The 1-0 is fouled back. Efficiency is a big thing, especially when this team has not walked a batter in the 2 games it played, and now considering Game 3, here into Game 3, they've yet to walk an Emmanuel hitter. You're going to have relatively low pitch counts. There haven't been really too many base runners except for Game 2 for Concord in that effort Wednesday in the doubleheader. Here's a swinging strike, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. On Emmanuel's Jules Ayers. Gaddis trying to complete her 2nd consecutive 1-2-3 frame. Get the Eagles back to the dugout and into the batter's box. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bailey will throw down to first. She didn't even need to. And it's a swinging strikeout for Ayers. Back-to-back case for Gaddis. She's retired 6 and has faced 6 to the bottom of the 2nd. 4-0 Eagles, and they'll look to add on after this on the Eagles Sports Network. Abby Martin will lead things off for Carson-Newman in the bottom of the second inning. She is the 9-hitter playing second base today, and the first pitch is a called strike. So Gaddis has delivered for Carson-Newman here early on in game number 1 of this doubleheader. And it's the bats trying to follow in behind. Martin, 2 plate appearances, got hit twice, actually 3 plate appearances, got hit twice in game 1 against Concord. Went 0 for 1 at the plate, had a stolen base. And takes a pitch outside, it's ball number 1. So you could say a rough day at the plate because she had to take a couple of balls from the opposing pitcher, although she was still able to reach base for Carson-Newman. Here's a called strike at the knees. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Macy Kelly is the pitcher out there right now for Emmanuel. The starter, Danny Ferry, was pulled after just recording 1 out. She was in a jam in the first inning. Kelly came in to help figure things out. There's a ball that bounces in and gets away from the catcher, Goolsby. It's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carson-Newman's second baseman, Abby Martin. The flex player for the Eagles is Brooke Taylor. She's playing left field, and Lily Holston is the designated player hitting for her in the 2 spot. Holston due up third in the inning. Sienna Cameron in the top of the order, waiting in the on-deck circle. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Martin chases an outside pitch from Kelly. It's the first strikeout for the relief pitcher, Kelly, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the second. Well, this is similar to how things played out in the Concord series for Carson-Newman. They got off to a good start, then the offense cooled off a little bit, and Concord pitching was able to kind of figure things out. They hung around, especially in game 2, and only lost 4-1. The bats just never really got going for Concord, and it was Carson-Newman's pitching that was the difference. You wonder today, are we in for a similar game script? Because Carson-Newman jumps out to the 4-0 lead as Cameron takes a ball. I wonder if it's a similar situation here, and then can Emmanuel figure something out against Gaddis in the circle? They haven't figured it out so far, but Carson-Newman's got the early advantage. Can they build on it and put a team away rather than allowing the Lions here to hang around today? 2 balls and no strikes on Cameron, who started things off with a single and later scored in that 4-run first. Here's a foul ball that'll venture into the Emmanuel dugout along the third base side. Strike 1. Carson-Newman looking for its first 3-0 start since 2019. It opened the year with 13 consecutive wins and was unbeaten for the entire month of February. Cameron is called for a strike here, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Cameron grounds 1. It is foul. Cameron hustling towards second base, but will have to trot back to the batter's box as that ball just ventured left of the third base bag. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 32nd meeting for Carson-Newman against a team from the Conference Carolinas. Eagles under Michael Graves, 28-3. This being the 32nd game since Michael Graves has been the head coach here at Carson-Newman, in which his team will face a Conference Carolinas club. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. He's 28-3 with all 3 losses coming against King. So he's been really good against this conference, except for King, who's gotten him 3 times so far. 3-2. Pitch is grounded left side. The shortstop on the run can't make the play. Sienna Cameron beats it out, an infield single. Gives Carson-Newman a base runner with 1 out in the inning.
Batting number 24, Lily Holston.
Now Lily Holston with 1 out in the inning, and Holston takes a strike. Another strike, and Holston's behind at 0-2. The 0-2. Holston grounds one to the second baseman. A bobble, a throw on, in time. Holston's retired. The runner moves up. And it's a 4-3 putout. Cameron moves to second. And now Macy Hughes to the plate with 2 outs, and Cameron standing at second base.
To the plate, number 12, Macy Hughes.
Ball 1 on Hughes. Pitch to Hughes again outside for ball 2. Macy at the plate for the second time in as many innings. An RBI single in the first, and what she later scored on. It's part of the 4-run first. Her single to score Cameron, who's at second base now, was what started the scoring in that opening frame for Carson-Newman. Here's a called strike to move the count to 2-1 strike. Bottom of the second inning here at the Vic. It's 4-0 Carson-Newman. 4 hits and 4 runs to this point. There's a foul off by Hughes, and the count is 2-2. Mentioned Hughes to start the season. Went 3 for 6 at the plate, scored 3 runs, had a couple of home runs, and 6 runs batted in. That was against Emmanuel in 2022, where she had the 2 home runs and drove in 6 last season. Pitch outside, and the count runs full. 3-2 strikes with 2 outs. Cameron will not have to run on the pitch, or won't need to run on the pitch, because nobody's on first base, so not a reason for her to advance up. 3-2 strikes. The pitch to Hughes. Ground ball left side. The third baseman will field throw on to first in time for the final out. Good play from Alyssa Adams from the hot corner. We head to the third. It's 4-0 Carson-Newman here on the Eagles Sports Network. Gabby Buffington will hit for the Lions, and her task is to try to break what is 6 up, 6 down to this point for Riley Gaddis and Carson-Newman. Buffington is the shortstop, and the first pitch from Gaddis is ball number 1. A 22-pitch first 2 innings for Riley Gaddis. About an average of 11 pitches per inning. She has been off to a good start as not allowed a base runner to this point. Gaddis winds, and a 1-0 to Buffington. Ball low. Gabby Buffington hit 208 last season. She made 59 starts, was tied for the team lead in starts for the team. 56 games started, I should say 59 games played. She was one of 3 to play in all 59 last year for the Lions. It's 7th here in game number 1 and swings and takes a healthy hack at a 2-0 offering. She hit 2 home runs a season ago, 23 runs driven in, and drew 29 walks. That was second most on the team a season ago. 9 stolen bases. She's a threat when she gets aboard. 2-1, offering to Buffington. It's low ball 3. Yanis looking into her fellow freshman catcher, Macaulay Bailey. Looks over into the dugout for the sign, and now time called at the plate. Buffington steps out as she waits for a 3-1 pitch. Now let's see. Not really sure what happened there. The umpire's going to say it's ball 4. So Buffington reaches to start the 7th. And the first pitch to Rocco is fouled back. 4 strike 1. Happy Rocco, the second baseman, waits for an 0-1 offering. Ground ball left side. Dyke fields it cleanly. A flip to Martin. Not in time. Everyone is safe. The flip from Dye. Not in time at second. Everybody moves up a spot. And now Ellie Varner. She'll take a ball. Ball 1 on Varner, 2 aboard for Emmanuel. She shows bunt, pulls it back, and this is going to get away from the catcher Bailey. Passed ball. Allows both runners to advance. So runners in scoring position now. Varner still at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. She slaps one into left center. Diving effort. The ball pops out of the mitt, though, of Sienna Cameron. 1 run is in. Moving to third is Rocco, and Varner able to score a run for Emmanuel. It's 4-1.
Batting number 3, China Cheney.
And now back to the top of the order here as Emmanuel's been able to get 2 hits here in the inning. It's 4-1 and back to the top for Kaina Cheney. First pitch to Cheney. Strike 1. Oh, still no one out in the inning as well. Swing and a miss by Cheney, and it's 0-2. Ball 1 to Cheney. Ball and 2 strikes. No one out, 2 in scoring position for Emmanuel and a 4-1 game. Gaddis back into the circle, a look in. Working with 2 in scoring position. A 1-2 offering. Low for ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Gaddis and the Eagles still searching for their first out of this third inning. 2-2. High and away, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There is a base open for Carson-Newman at first. Or for Emmanuel at first, if Carson-Newman elects to just be patient with what they want to do with Cheney here. Would create a force at each bag. Three-two offering from Gaddis. Ground ball right side. The flip for Martin is going to score a run, and it's 4-2.
Number 25, Alyssa Adams.
Now a runner on third for Alyssa Adams. Now we have a discussion between the home plate umpire and Coach Michael Graves, and also let's looks like the runner left early at second base, and so they're going to rule out Varner at third. Cheney is still at the plate, though. So there's a discussion between Emmanuel's head coach, Kevin Fagan, and what this situation is. And Cheney's back into the batter's box. So I think we're going to erase the run. Here's a fly ball right field. Vandergriff makes the catch. Throw home is not in time. And scoring at the plate is Rocco. It's 4-2 now.
Batting number 25, Alyssa Adams.
Ball on a strike now to Alyssa Adams with 2 outs in a 4-2 game. Here's a base hit into left field. Adams slaps one into left field. It's a 2-out single for Adams.
Number 9, Kinsley Goolsby.
So Adams brings life back to Emmanuel's inning here in a 4-2 game. And he keeps the inning alive with 2 outs and brings Kinsley Goolsby to the plate. Goolsby at the dish as Gaddis tries to get out of this 3rd inning. Foul back for strike 1. Gaddis back into the circle looking into her catcher Bailey. And a 0-1 offering is a foul again by Goolsby. And it's quickly 0-2. Well, good inning here for the Lions. It could have been 3-4. That could have been 4-3. That could have been the base hit or the sacrifice fly that Shenny had to score the run. They could have had another run score on Adams' single just now if Buffington would not have left early. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Carson-Newman able to get out of the inning. But 2 runs come across for the Lions. It's 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd after 2 runs and 2 hits and 1 left in the inning for the Lions. To the bottom of the 3rd, Eagles look to increase the lead after giving 2 back as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, back for the bottom of the 3rd. Macaulay Bailey at the plate facing Macy Kelly. The first pitch bounces in, ball 1. Kelly came on after the initial start was by Danny Ferry. She recorded 1 out in a struggle that first inning. Kelly's come on and has put up a couple of scoreless frames after getting the Lions out of that first inning. Here's a called strike to Carson-Newman's catcher Macaulay Bailey, who flew out in the first inning, a sacrifice fly to drive in Carson-Newman's 2nd run of the contest. Eagles with 4 hits and 4 runs so far. 1-1 offering is low for ball 2. 4-2 Eagles, bottom of the third, the first of 2 games here at the Vic on a sunny Saturday in Mossy Creek. Foul off here from Bailey to the right side. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So just to recap that top of the third inning in case anyone at home was confused, Varner was able to single in 1 run, and then Buffington was ruled out at third because of leaving early on the ground ball out that Cheney had hit into, so she was able to head back into the batter's box to finish her AB at 3-2, and then eventually flew out to right field. Rocco scored from third. It was the runner at second, Buffington, that had left early. 2-2 offering to Bailey. It is low, it's ball 3, and the count runs full to open up the bottom of the third. Foul ball by Bailey. Keeps it at 3-2. Dia Maniskovsky to come in this bottom of the third inning. 4, 5, and 6 to up for Michael Graves and the Eagles as Bailey taps 1 foul and stays alive. Quality AB will open up this third inning as Bailey waits for a quality pitch to hit. With Kelly forcing her to foul off back-to-back pitches. Bailey steps back in as Kelly winds and delivers the 8th pitch of the AB, and another foul ball. And Macaulay Bailey will see a 9th pitch. Three balls and 2 strikes. Bailey leading things off for Carson-Newman. She's trying to get to 3-0 for the first time since 2019. Another 3-2. Another ground ball foul. And we'll see a 10th pitch. We talk about what Bailey was able to do at the plate on Wednesday, the 4-hit effort. And the sacrifice fly in the first inning. Working a good AB here and draws a walk. Can't ask for a better at-bat to open up an inning than a 10-pitch at-bat that results in a walk. And Macaulay Bailey is aboard to kick off the bottom of the third inning to set the table for Hayden Dye. Dye standing more toward the front of the batter's box to Kelly, who fires the first pitch in for a called strike. Macy Kelly has recorded 5 outs so far out of the relief efforts. Here's a ball low. Has thrown 49 pitches. Her next will be number 50. Carson-Newman has certainly forced her to not work efficiently to this point. 30 strikes and 49 pitches. Dye hits one out towards center field. Cheney on the run, able to run in, ranging to her left to make the catch for the first out. Dye is retired. Bailey stays put at first. That'll bring in Brooke Maniskovsky.
Number 42, Brooke Maniskovsky.
For Carson-Newman, representing their light blue uniforms, Carolina blue uniforms today. White pants, Emmanuel's in the road, maroon, and gold striped uniforms with white numerals on the front and back of the uniform. First pitch to the third baseman for Carson-Newman is ball 1. First time Carson-Newman's given up multiple runs in a game so far. Yes, it's only game number 3, but only held Concord to 1 each last week. Ryan drive, sliding catch from the center fielder Cheney, robbing Brooke Matasovsky of a base hit that would have at least sent Bailey to third. Instead, it's Kyra Cheney sliding in for a nice catch in right center field for out number 2. So a couple of fly ball outs. So Cheney out there in center, and now Riley Gaddis to the plate with 2 gone, and Bailey still at first here in the 3rd. First pitch swinging, Gaddis fouls one off. Gaddis taps one, and it's a foul ball. It hit Gaddis, though, in play, and that's the final out of the inning. To the 4th, it's 4-2 Carson-Newman. Emmanuel back to the plate after this on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, we head to the 4th. Head to the 4th. Gaddis back out there to face Jaden Gibson, the cleanup hitter. And the first pitch in for a strike. Emmanuel gets 2 in the 3rd. And foul ball. One ball, one strike on Gibson. And now 2-1. Gibson flew out to left. Back in the 2nd inning, stepping in and facing Gaddis for the 2nd time today. As the freshman looks back in, trying to get back to a scoreless frame after giving up 2 in the 3rd. Foul ball out of play, and the count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gibson in a 4-2 game. Sac versus the Conference Carolinas here in a 2-game series. Doubleheader with Emmanuel. Eagles weren't supposed to play at home again until the beginning of March, but get a surprise twin bill with the Georgia College tournament being wiped out because of weather. Ground ball right back up the middle. Base hit, a rope into center field from Gibson. And it's a base hit, the 4th for the Lions.
Number 27, Isabel.
And now Isabel Harrison, the designated player, will step in. See what they want the freshman to do here. Eagles may be expecting a bunt. The corners have creeped in for Carson-Newman. Gaddis winds, and the pitch. Low and away. Gets away from Bailey, and this is going to allow Gibson to move up. One ball, no strikes on Isabel Harrison with a runner aboard in a 4-2 game. 1-0 is also low, ball 2. Pitch is a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Isabel Harrison for the Lions. She struck out in the second, one of 4 strikeouts that Riley Gaddis has so far in today's effort. 2-1 is popped up. It's into right field. Mary Vandergriffen to make the catch for the first down. Good awareness by Vandergriff out there in right field. Able to charge in to field that play, and it's the first down of the inning. Gibson unable to advance on the play either. And so with an out here in the 4th, it brings the right fielder Jules Ayers to the plate. Here's a called strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Gaddis works ahead with a couple of strikes ahead on Ayers now, with Gibson standing at second base and an out in a 4-2 game in the top of the 4th. Eagles scored 4 in the first inning. Emmanuel got 2 back in the top of the 3rd. Wind the 0-2. Grounded right side. This is going to advance the runner over. Martin will flip to first, and there's 2 outs. Now Gabby Buffington at the plate with 2 outs in the inning. Opportunity maybe for Emmanuel to sneak another run across with a 2-out hit from Buffington, who swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Buffington drew a walk in the 3rd and was able to come around and score last half inning on the base hit from Varner. The bottom half of the order for the Lions that got the job done to get a couple of across in that 3rd. Buffington trying to deliver once again here for the Lions. She'll take outside, ball 1. Big deep breath from Gaddis and the 1-1. A called strike. Good spot on the outside corner by the freshman. And she's ahead on Buffington at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Gaddish trying to strand the runner. Gibson at third. The wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to first in time for the final out of the inning. Lions get a base runner. They leave one at third, though. We head to the bottom of the fourth in a 4-2 game here on the Eagles Sports Network. Eight, 9-1 due up for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Eagles leading 4-2. Vandergriff wastes no time and swings at the first pitch, but misses for strike 1. Quality effort to this point now for Macy Kelly, who after having taken over for the starter Ferry, who only recorded 1 out. Kelly has done a fine job putting together back-to-back scoreless frames to bring the Lions within 2 and allow the Bats to take over. Foul ball by Vandergriff moves the count to no balls and 2 strikes to begin this bottom of the fourth inning. Ground ball. It's a fair ball off the mid of the third baseman. It's going to be an infield hit for Vandergriff. A hard hit ball down the third base line that the third baseman Adams could get a hand on, but ultimately could not handle to make a throw over in time, and Vandergriff's aboard to start the inning.
Number 14, Abby Martin.
Abby Martin to the plate, shows bunt, and unable to get it down the first base line. It's a foul ball. Vandergriff aboard to start the fourth on Carson-Newman's 5th hit of the afternoon. Pitch into Martin, just missed a little high to the second baseman. A ball and a strike as the second baseman looks over to the third base coach Michael Graves to get the sign. See if the bunt's still on. The corner infielders for the Lions expecting it. Gibson and Adams both inside the bag, and Martin lines one over the head of their first baseman, Gibson, into right field. Vandergriff to second, and the Eagles have life in the fourth on Martin's first hit of the afternoon and Carson-Newman's 6th hit. Now Sienna Cameron to the plate with the Eagles ahead by 2 and with 2 aboard and still no one out. Corner infielders once again still in, maybe expecting a bunt to try to get these 2 speed runners into scoring position. Cameron unable to do it here as she fouls it back to the backstop for strike 1. Cameron so far today 2-for-2 at the plate at the top of the order. He's been able to get things started at the top of this lineup for Carson-Newman. so far today. Lays a perfect bunt down the third base line. It is a sacrifice because the play is made by Adams with the second baseman covering. And that's the first out of the inning.
Number 24, Lily Holston.
Another foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes with an out here in the inning. And 2 on. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Holston goes down on Kelly with the strikeout. And there's 2 outs.
Number 12, Macy Hughes.
And now Macy Hughes with 2 on and 2 out in the inning. And the Eagles ahead by 2. And we're going to have a visit from the head coach of Emmanuel, Kevin Fagan. He wants to talk to his pitcher in the infield about this upcoming important plate appearance, trying to keep this game in a 4-2 game. This is a critical at-bat to keep things rolling. For Emmanuel, who scored back-to-back runs unanswered by Carson-Newman, but they are threatening here in the 4th. After that 4-run first inning to set the tone here in game number 1. And now a prime opportunity for one of your better hitters to step into the batter's box and try to drive in a pair of runs. The speed of Martin at second base, anything into the outfield will score 2 more than likely. There is an open base at first, keep in mind, so Emmanuel can relatively pitch around Hughes if they elect to and try to force her to swing and a pitch outside the zone. Instead, Kelly comes right at her here and delivers a called strike. Ball 1 outside. Hughes so far today a single, an RBI single in the first. She later scored that inning and grounded out in the second. 1 for 2 today, hitting .571 so far this season, with 4 hits and 7 ABs. Hits in all 3 games so far. This one's lined right off the press box here. And a strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Vandergriff at third, Martin at second base. As the Eagles try to add on to their 4-2 lead here in the 4th. Tough pitch to take there, but it's laid off by Hughes for ball 2. We have deuces across the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on with the Eagles ahead by 2. Kelly a look in, and the 2-2 offering to Hughes. Swing and a miss. Hughes chase at the low pitch for strike 3. Macy Kelly with her 3rd strikeout, and she strands 2 Eagle runners aboard to the 5th in a 4-2 game here on the Eagle Sports Network. All right, back for the top of the fifth inning. 4-2 game. Eagles strand a couple of runners, but head back to the field with a 2-run lead in the top of the fifth inning. Carmen Holt has replaced Abby Martin at second base. Martin has moved to center field. Ground ball right to Holt. She'll field off a bobble. The flip is in time for out number one. One pitch, one out. Pop up in the infield. Holt is over, and she'll make the catch for out number two. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Gaddis and the Eagles here in the fifth.
Number 3, Hannah Jennings.
Let's go, Rod!
First pitch to Cheney is a strike. So Varner retired on the first pitch on a pop fly to Holt, and now a strike on Cheney. Here's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Emmanuel's leadoff hitter. Gaddis looking for her third 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. Ground ball. This is going to get through and spoil that 1-2-3 chance as Cheney with her first hit of the season. It's a ground ball single up the middle with 2 outs in the fifth.
Number 25, Alyssa Adams.
And now Alyssa Adams to the plate with Cheney aboard, who has some speed and can use that here and possibly get into scoring position if Emmanuel likes to do that with Adams at the plate, who was 1 for 2 today, responsible for 1 of the 4 hits the Lions have this afternoon. Cheney takes off. The throw down gets into center field. Backing up, though, is Martin to not allow the throw, or to not allow the runner and force a throw from Martin to go to third, and Cheney's in with a stolen base. Ball and no strikes. Cheney in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the fifth inning. Carson-Newman in a battle with Emmanuel. First of 2 this afternoon at the Vic. 1-0 offering. Low for ball 2. Very similar script to what we had on Wednesday when the Eagles were able to get out to a pretty good start in both games against Concord. The offense, for the most part, settled down after a quick early start, and it was defense and pitching to get the job done, and that's kind of what we have today. The Eagles scored 4 in the first and have not scored since, and Emmanuel's been able to cut this deficit in half. Ball 3 as Gaddis misses upstairs, and it's 3-0. .30 offerings low for ball 4, and there's now 2 aboard. A 4-pitch walk allows Adams to reach, and it's first and second with 2 outs in the inning. And Goolsby, before stepping into the batter's box, will Chat with our head coach and third base coach Kevin Fagan ahead of this crucial 2-out at bat. We saw Carson-Newman with 2 in scoring position in the bottom half of the 4th not be able to drive in a couple of runs to extend the lead, and now Emmanuel's got a chance here with at least 1 in scoring position to continue to try to trim this deficit in game number 1. Certainly have a little bit of momentum, but Carson-Newman can take that momentum away by getting this 3rd out. First pitch to Gaddis, or from Gaddis, is popped up in foul ground left side. It nearly hit a fan who never flinched. He was just sitting there and casually knew that was not going to hit him, although it was very close to, and it's a foul ball. Strike 1 on the catcher, Kinsley Goolsby, who's 0 for 2 today. The junior took an opportunity here to extend this 5th inning. Both base runners have reached with 2 outs. Pitch from Gaddis changes the speed up with the 0-1, and it missed low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Gaddis a long look in. A deep breath, and gets into her windup, the 1-1. A called strike. Bailey throws down to first. Pickoff attempt. Not in time. Pitch was a ball. Gibson waits on deck. She's got a base knock. While the 5 through 8 hitters in this Emmanuel order have yet to record a base hit, so Gibson is certainly a threat in the 4 spot if she's able to get on. And she will have an opportunity because Goolsby is hit by a pitch. And the bases are full of Lions.
Number 6, Sharon Gibson.
And time is called. Some of the infielders for Carson-Newman are going to chat with Gaddis here, and we may have a change. Looks like Coach Michael Graves is going to make a pitching change. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is after this on the Eagle Sports Network. New pitcher for Carson-Newman is Sierra Rogers, and she'll make her first appearance of 2023 in a critical spot. The bases are loaded, and she'll have to face Jaren Gibson. 4 2/3 for Riley Gaddis. More on her line as we go on today, but Rogers steps in with the bases loaded, and her first pitch is low to Gibson for a ball. Rogers in 2022 as a freshman, 44 games played in and appeared in on the mound, 41 starts with an earned run, that was as her total numbers. A 4.31 earned run average last year, 28 appearances, 24 starts, with 7 complete games, or 44 appearances were total as both a position player and a pitcher. A 4.31 ERA, and tasked here with trying to get out of this inning and keep it a 4-2 lead for Carson-Newman. This is going to get away. The play at the plate. Not in time, and it's 4-3. Two balls and no strikes. A 2-0 to Gibson. Ground ball through the left side. Base hit. 1 run is in to tie it. The throw home, not in time. It gets away from Bailey. And it's 5-4. And now Isabel Harrison with Emmanuel ahead 5-4 in a 3-run 5th inning. Foul ball by Harrison. Fly ball left field, diving effort, and hauling it in is Brooke Taylor along the left field line to end the inning. Good play by Taylor, but ultimately it's Emmanuel adding 3 in the inning. Carson-Newman trails for the first time in 2023 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, heart of the Eagles order due up here. Macaulay Bailey, followed by Hayden Dye and Brooke Manisovsky. Here in this bottom of the 5th inning, 4, 5, and 6 as Bailey whacks at the first pitch and fouls it off. facing Macy Kelly for the second time. Drew a walk against her in the third. Her first plate appearance was against Emmanuel's starting pitcher, Danny Ferry. That was a sacrifice fly to right to score Carson-Newman's first run. Her second run, check that. Here's a ball outside to Bailey. Eagles will certainly have to respond if they want to improve to 3-0 and be 3-0 to start a season for the first time since 2019 and have at least 3 more opportunities to do that. Here's a pitch outside to Bailey, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. There has been some activity for Emmanuel in their bullpen in some recent innings, but nobody up right now. This is Macy Kelly's game to win right now for the Lions. Ground ball foul through the left side. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A busy day for Carson-Newman Athletics. Women's basketball team is in action against Catawba. It is 41-40 in favor of the Lady Indians. Lady Eagles trailing by 1 at the break on the road. The men's team gets going at about 4. Carson-Newman's baseball team is in action at USC Aiken. Here's a ground ball through the right side, and Macaulay Bailey's got 3 consecutive games to open up her Carson-Newman career with at least 1 hit. And that's how things get going here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Hayden Dye.
Now batting number 2, Hayden Dye.
And it looks like maybe Carson-Newman's making a change to run. Michael Graves talking to the home plate umpire. And it is a change. They'll bring Kennedy Warder in to run. First pitch swinging. Ball into right. This is going to get down. Rounding the second is Warder. She's going to get the go sign. The throw's bobbled by the second baseman, and in scoring is Warder from first. It's an RBI double for Hayden Dye. Her first hit of the year brings home a run, and it's 5-5.
Batting number 42, Brooke Matazowski.
Ground ball. It's fielded and thrown across in time for an out as Maskovsky is retired.
Batting double zero, Sierra Rogers.
Now with Rogers stepping to the plate, the infield will meet for Emmanuel in a tie game with 1 out in the inning. Ground ball. It's fielded, backhand throw home is not in time. The runner didn't even go. Dye thought about it, pulled back, went to third after the throw had gone in from the second baseman, Rocco. And so Sierra Rogers reaches base, and there's runners on the corners with an out for Mary Vandergriff. Runners on the corners. Rogers takes off, and she's going to steal second base. No throw. So a ball and no strikes. With two in scoring position, and the Eagles tied with the Lions. Infield's in. The pitch to Vandergriff. A chopper to third. Adams fields. The throw is in time. The play at the plate. Not in time. And Carson-Newman's got the lead. Mary Vandergriff does a job with the ground out. Dye hustles home, and it's 6-5.
Number 14, Abby Martin.
Swing and a miss by Martin for a strike. Rogers at third. Corners in for Emmanuel. Pitch. Swing and a miss again by Martin. 2 strikes. Eagles have regained the lead, though. Hayden Dye's triple and Mary Vandergriff's RBI ground out puts Carson-Newman back in front. Wondered how this team would respond after trailing for the first time this year. They respond quickly and regain the lead. Pitches a ball low to Martin. Pitch count creeping up to 90 here for Macy Kelly, who's pitched 4 1/3 so far, has allowed 3 runs, all earned, 3 strikeouts, and just 1 walk, and only 1 extra base hit. That extra base hit was Dye's triple this inning. Kelly will look into her catcher. Now the pitch. Ground ball right back to her. She gloves it, one hops it over, and it's not in time. It was bobbled. The throw was low, and the first baseman, Gibson, could never secure it cleanly. And it's 7-5. It was a routine play that just was not made. And the Eagles take advantage to score a run. Ground ball in the infield. This is going to be an infield single for Carmen Holt, and moving to third is Martin. Runners on the corners now.
Now for that, number 24, Lily Holston.
You're in the hole.
There's ball 1. now to Holston. And now ball 2 to Holston. Eagles ahead 7-5, runners on the corners again with 2 outs. And now here's a called strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in a 7-5 game. The Eagles have answered after Emmanuel's 3 runs in the top half of the 5th for 3 of their own. The line, Kelly's pitch is chopped foul. And there's 2 strikes. Two is another chopper. This one goes more toward the third base bag, and it's another foul ball. Still nobody loosening for Emmanuel, so they're probably just going to roll with Macy Kelly the rest of the way. Trailing by 2 runs now. You figure maybe if they're able to get a couple back and this game becomes tied or the Lions have the lead again, they'll make a change. But trailing now, they'll probably roll with Kelly. Another 2-2, another ground ball foul. Holston continues to fight these pitches off, pretty much hitting them in the same direction. Eagles have compiled 9 hits today. And 7 runs. Another 2-2. Called strike 3. Holston watches it go by, and that's how the 5th ends. But Carson-Newman is able to score 3 runs in the inning. And they're able to increase their lead. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left. We head to the 6th. It's 7-5 Eagles here on the Eagles Sports Network. Swing and miss by Jules Ayers to kick off the 6th inning, facing Sierra Rogers. With the Eagles ahead 7-5. Rogers came in to help the Eagles get out of that 5th inning, replacing Riley Gaddis. Here's a ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gaddis' line now officially complete for the day. She goes 4 2/3, allows 4 hits, 5 runs. They're all earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in the 21 batters she faced today. 1-1 tie for ball 2. The wind and the pitch. There's a strike from Rogers to Ayers. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jules Ayers struck out in the second inning, grounded out in the fourth. Both of those plate appearances, obviously, against the starter Gaddis, with the reliever Rogers in, trying to close the door here for Carson-Newman and get the final 6 outs. Here's a pop fly in foul ground. Hughes and Warder give it a look and watch it end up out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes to start the 6th inning. And this pitch runs inside. It forced Ayers, I should say, to fade away from it a little bit. She takes the ball inside, and it's 3-2. Three-two offering. Ground ball left side. Matasovsky's got it. The throw across the diamond is a strong one in time. 4 out, number 1. And that'll bring Gabby Buffington to the plate with 1 gone here in the 6th inning. Buffington so far 0 for 1 at the plate. Again, this is the part of the order that has struggled for Emmanuel. 5 through 8 combined in the batting order have not recorded a base hit so far this afternoon. Buffington drew a walk in the 3rd, later scored and struck out in the 4th inning. But this part of the order is a combined 0 for 9 at the plate. Buffington trying to change that here. She takes a called strike. Eagles with the 2-run lead have left 7 runners on base. Lions have scored 5 runs and have only left 3 aboard so far. Another called strike. Right at the belt, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the 7-hitter Gabby Buffington. Lions team that won 37 games a season ago. For head coach Kevin Fagan's squad, kicking off the 2023 season here in Mossy Creek. This pitch from Rogers goes upstairs, and Buffington stays away. It's ball number 2. Rogers will look into her new catcher, Kennedy Warder. The wind and the pitch. Another high fastball from Sierra Rogers, and the count moves to 3-2. Warder and Rogers, a pair of sophomores, have worked together a bunch a season ago, connecting for the first time this season and trying to record the 2nd out of this 6th inning. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Rogers' first strikeout of the season. Gets Buffington caught looking, and there's 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning.
Batting number 12, Abby Rocco.
And now Abby Rocco, the second baseman, and she's also 0 for 2 today, trying to get some 2-out magic here for the Lions against Rogers. First pitch swinging, Rocco lines one foul. 3 of the 5 hits for Emmanuel today are with 2 outs. You think back to the 5th inning, that was all done with 2 outs. That inning they were able to put together a nice sequence. To score 3 runs that inning. Here's a called strike to Rocco, and she's behind 0-2. Rogers works ahead on Emmanuel's 8-hitter, Abby Rocco. Eagles looking for their first 1-2-3 inning since the 2nd. Rogers is wind. The pitch is hit well out toward left field. Taylor on the run, can't make the catch, and one hops over top of the wall out there in left field. It's a book it double for Abby Rocco. Her first hit of the year is a ground rule double to left.
Number 22, Ellie Varner.
Two out hitting again. A flare to third. It's caught by Matasovsky off the bat of Varner, who tried to bunt for a base hit. Her bunt was a pop-up, and that ends the inning. But Emmanuel does get a base hit. The Eagles strand the runner at second. And Carson-Newman looks for insurance heading to the bottom of the 16th inning, leading by 2. 7-5 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th here on the Eagles Sports Network. All right, bottom of the 6th inning. Macy Hughes will lead things off. 3-4-5 for Carson-Newman to hit against the new pitcher, Haley Mullins. Now on the mound for the Lions. First pitch is a rocket up into center field from Hughes for a base hit. And a good start to this bottom of the 6th inning for Hughes and the Eagles. They get the lead runner on.
Number 33, Judy Warner.
Mullins, a senior transfer from King, making her first appearance with the Lions. The wind and pitch from Mullins is tapped foul. Here's a base hit, a rocket back up into center field again. Nearly identical hits from Hughes and Warder. And the Eagles have back-to-back singles to kick off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 2, Aiden Dye.
This is going to get away from the catcher and allow the runners to advance. Ground ball to third. Backhand by Adams. The runners stay put. And die is thrown out by the third baseman, Alyssa Adams, for the first down of the inning.
Brooke, wait on it. Brooke. Exaggerate it. Hit it late.
And now the infielders will chat with Mullins after the out.
Number
7-5, two in scoring position and an opportunity for Brooke Matasovsky to try to drive in a pair of runs and add some insurance, extra insurance for Carson-Newman heading into the final 3 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Ball 1 to Brooke. Kick off her 4th at-bat of the day. So far today, 1 for 3 at the plate is the third baseman. Made her impact felt certainly against Concord with a towering shot to left center. Takes another pitch inside. It's ball 2. A single back in the first inning to load the bases. A fly ball out in the third, and she grounded out last half inning. Batting for the second time in consecutive innings, facing Mullins now. And next pitch is a little bit high to Matasovsky for ball 3, and they're just going to put her on. They put Matasovsky on to load the bases and put a force out everywhere. And now Kevin Fagan is chatting with the home plate umpire. Now we've got a discussion. Looks like they're not going to put Brooke on, so instead she'll continue her at-bat with a 3-0 count. And she swings and foul tips the pitch back to the backstop. So initially the Lions decided to put her on, and then there was a chat with head coach Kevin Fagan and the umpires. They ultimately bring Brooke back to the batter's box, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike now to the third baseman. 2 in scoring position and 1 gone in the inning. The line and the pitch from Mullins. Ball outside. It ultimately didn't matter. Brooke was headed to first anyway. All right, now the bases are officially loaded.
now batting double zero, Sierra Rogers.
And Sierra Rogers will hit for the second time. Corners in, the infield in as a whole as Rogers lifts one to right. The right fielder Ayers is under it. She makes the catch. And we got a situation here. No one is going to be ruled out. They thought the 2 runners at second and first thought Carson-Newman was going to tag up, and they were going to send Macy Hughes home. Instead, Coach Graves decided not to, and ultimately it's just a routine flyout. Gibson thought about throwing it to third, and then tried to get Matasovsky at first. Was unable to, so that just goes down as a simple flyout.
Now batting number 4, Mary.
And there's 2 outs. Coach Graves didn't want to risk it. He'll trust the bat of Mary Vandergriff here with 2 outs to try to drive in a couple of runs. Mullins winds and delivers to Vandergriff. Pitch misses low. Ball 1. Vandergriff today 1 for 3 at the plate. Had an RBI ground out last half inning and singled in the 4th. The wind and the offering from Mullins is grounded hard, but foul. That's strike 1. 18 pitch inning for Haley Mullins so far, getting her first action of the season. And as the base is loaded and is facing Carson-Newman's preseason first-team All-SAC player, there's a ball bounced in, ball 2. So the dangerous part about this Carson-Newman lineup is you think 3 and 4 and 5 in the heart of the order there with Bailey, Hughes, Dye, Masovsky. Then you get to the bottom of the order and you got to face a first-teamer in the conference and Mary Vandergriff now with the bases loaded. Another ball. Good eye from Vandergriff. Watches this pitch go to the outside, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Carson-Newman's right fielder has set herself up for a quality chance to get a good pitch here. A hitter's count with the bases loaded. And it's ball 4. Mullins went upstairs and Vandergriff stayed away. Ball 4, the Eagles strike for the 8th time today. Vandergriff's 2nd RBI. Everybody moves up a spot, and it's a 3-run Carson-Newman lead.
Number 14, Abby Martin.
Eight-5. Swinging at the first pitch and hitting it off the end of the bat is Abby Martin. The throw from the pitcher Mullins to first. Gibson hauls it in. And we're through 6. The Eagles leave 3 on base. They score 1, and they have a 3-run lead heading to the top of the 7th. 3 outs away from their first 3-0 start since 2019. Find out if Carson-Newman can complete that and get to 3-0 after this on the Eagles Sports Network. Sierra Rogers to the circle, and her first pitch to start the 7th is a ball to the leadoff hitter, Kaina Cheney. Well, if you're the Emmanuel side, you'd like to have your top of the order up, and that's exactly what they have. With Cheney at the plate, who's 1 for 2 at the plate so far this afternoon. Again, for the first of 2 this afternoon. The second game was slated to start at 3. You're looking at the watch, it's 3:21, so it's more going to look like a 4 o'clock first pitch, maybe from the Vic, depending on what happens here. Here's a fly ball right center, and Mary Vandergriff ranging to her right, able to haul it in, and that is out number 1.
Number 25, Alyssa Adams.
One gone in the 7th, and now it is Alyssa Adams at the plate for the Lions. 2 more outs will give Carson-Newman and Michael Graves their 29th win against the Conference Carolina school. Ball 1 to Adams. Rogers winds in the pitch. Popped up foul. Ball and a strike on Alyssa Adams. 1 for 2 at the plate so far. A single in the 3rd. She walked later, scored in the 5th, and popped out in the 1st inning. Facing Sierra Rogers, who has entered the game and has recorded 5 outs so far, has given up 2 hits, a strikeout to this point, and no runs. 1-1 offering, fouled back again. And the count moves to 1-2. The line of the 1-2 from Sierra Rogers. Just a little bit high. And it's ball 2. Good patience at the plate from Adams. Certainly a pitch that was close to finding the zone, but just missed. And Adams lives to see another one. As Rogers peeks in for the sign from her catcher, Warder. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Rogers' second strikeout comes here in the 7th to record the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring Kinsley Goolsby to the plate. The catcher is the last life for the Lions, trying to help extend this effort. Carson-Newman an out away from victory here at the Vic. First pitch from Rogers, just outside. It's a ball. Winning pitcher will be Sierra Rogers if she's able to record this final out. Riley Gaddis got the start, went 4 2/3, and was in line for the loss until Carson-Newman scored and interrupted for 3 in the 7th, or 3 in the bottom half of the 5th. Here's a line drive into center field, and the game will be extended. Off the bat of Goolsby with a single to right center. And with 2 outs, the Lions stay alive. Jaron Gibson we're going to have a pinch runner here. It is going to be Abigail Curry to run.
Turning number 16, Abigail Curry.
Swing and a miss by Gibson. It's strike 1. Here's a ball now to Gibson, who's 2 for 3 at the plate. Sophomore is the only player for this Lions team with multiple hits in the game so far. 1 ball, 1 strike count with the pinch runner Curry at first, and 2 outs in the 7th. Eagles Trying to close in on a third consecutive win to start the 2023 season. 1-1. Popped up out towards center field. Martin calling off. Taylor, she's got it. And the Eagles are 3-0, defeating Emmanuel here in the first game of a doubleheader by a final score of 8-5. The Eagles get it done. They rally after trailing 5-4 to score 3 in the bottom half of the fifth and 1 in the sixth to improve to 3-0 for the first time since 2019. We'll take a break in about 25, 30 minutes. We'll have Game 2 between the Eagles and the Lions. That's coming up here on the Eagles Sports Network.